I was tired of songs. I hated songs. I hated writing songs.
And then there's a 4-year gap.
Yeah.
What did you do those 4 years?
I had a baby.
Baby?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Albert. Yeah, no, we had a baby. We got married. Well, basically, we did all the stuff that people do when they grow up, I guess. We decided to get married. We had a baby. We moved. We got a station wagon for a car. All the things that people usually do, I guess.
Was it hard to write songs?
Yeah, I didn't have any inspiration whatsoever to do that. I mean, it was a great time in life, but for creativity, it just wasn't there. So, and also, I'd been like really busy the years before that. You know, doing 4 solo records and 2 National Bank records within the space of 6 years, basically, or maybe no, 5 years. So yeah, it was enough, kind of. I just had to take a little break, but I did a soundtrack for a movie. That was the only like creative thing that we did in that space. But that was a great thing to do, because it was a different approach to music, and it was something that I needed. I was tired of songs. I hated songs. I hated writing songs, and I hated singing and all that. I was just tired of it. So to do like an instrumental movie score was perfect, and a great experience.
So when did you find your inspiration again to write songs for your last album, Waiting for the One Moment?
Well, I didn't really find the inspiration to write the songs, because I didn't really want to do like I didn't want to do songs, basically. I wanted to just, you know, do sounds or I mean, they're not structured as normal songs in that sense, many of them. But I had to just force the way of working to become, you know, different. So I worked with a producer, a friend of mine who used to play in my band for like 6 years. He was the drummer in my band, a guy called Morten. And he quit the band like 5 years ago because he was going in a completely different direction. He was into his, you know, well, started out like free jazz and experimental jazz, and then it was noise, and I don't know what the hell he calls it now. I wouldn't want to try, because it would probably be wrong anyways, the genre that they're doing. But a totally different end of the spectrum from me. So, but we wanted to work together, and part of the reason was that I knew we'd have very different opinions on how to do it. So if we could try to meet somewhere in between, you know, he had to compromise a little bit on his views, and I would have to compromise a little bit on my views, then it'd at least be something very different from what I'd done before, and it was. I'm very proud of that record. I you know, it took forever to make it, and it was kind of a struggle in the sense that it's not that easy trying to figure out a new way of writing after doing like 4 or 5 albums, because you become kind of set in your ways and your ways of doing things. So on this one we just said, you know, whatever we want to do, we'll just do it. And I never had the idea that I was going to make a crazy album. It's not a crazy album at all, but for me it's kind of like, it's a little bit weirder than I'd done before, and more open. I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want it to like fit in one mold or like sound like one song, or so we were just constantly trying to figure out how do we make it something new compared to what you've done before. And so we did a lot of stuff, like just I mean, after writing some of the recordings were done in a way that I knew what was going on. I wasn't actually playing to the recording. He was recording, but I wasn't playing to the recording. I was just playing to what I remembered as the recording. And then we put that on top, and then it became something like, well, like guitar-wise, it was something that I would never do. I could never play it like that if I tried to play it on top of, you know, the song, because that's not how I play guitar. But if I was doing it, you know, from memory and trying to, you know, it was just a weird way of working. But it was great. It was great. You put it on top there, and then suddenly it's something else. And
so I think it was a really important album then for you to make, just to kickstart your career.
Yeah, it was, and I enjoyed making that album, even though it was kind of frustrating at times. But we knew it would be anyways, because I didn't really want to sing either, because I kind of hated my voice. And
Why?
No, you just get tired of it, I think. Yeah, after a while, you kind of get just bored of it. But it was a great thing. So and then it, you know, after making it, it was like I was just ready to start like over or again, and it was a great feeling.
And once you've made an album, how do you appreciate your previous work then?
Well, everything has its reasons for why they were made the way they were made, and you know, I'm still proud of all the records. You know, some I like better than others, and some elements I like, you know, less than others. But it's like with, you know, it's like with a tattoo. I mean, I can't be embarrassed of it like 5 years afterwards, even though it might be crap, because that was the time. It's like it's like an imprint of what your life was at that point and what your preferences was. And I think it's nice to have those kind of, call them memories or what you want from your life, you know, growing up, sort of.
And when are you expecting a second child?
Not that I know. No, not really.
Will there be a new tattoo?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.